we need the inventory update. Just think of it. This game had the same inventory for 11 years. Only one slot has been added since then, but we had literally hundreds of new items over the years. Yeah, we have shulker boxes and ender chests, but at this point, I think it is not enough. Another issue is how many things we have to keep on the hotbar, and only 2 to 3 slots are left for the actual blocks to build with. So, I want to suggest a couple of features to make inventory management better, but without undermining features like automatic storage systems and whatnot. Some of them might feel very modded, but if you think of it, everything new is modded for the first 2 months. And Minecraft is no stranger to introducing things which feel very modded. Horses, gliders, containers which keep items inside when they're broken, vegetation in the nether, etc. Because many people don't watch videos to the end, let's start with the most important suggestion. The deep storage backpack. Unlike shulker boxes or plain backpacks from modded, this one stores more than 64 items per stack. Because having the increased item stack size in containers would break most redstone contraptions, I think that limit should stay as it is, but having a feature to have bigger stacks exclusive to players would be great. After all, instead of carrying 10,000 stone in your backpack, you could just carry them in shulker boxes in your inventory and deploy them right next to the construction site. Also, the pick block functionality should take items from your backpack if there is no such an item in your inventory. I have 2 options on how to make the deep storage backpack balanced on top of just making a backpack require something valuable like netherite ingots to craft. We could make it so that you place shulker boxes in this section, and then a backpack will display items from the shulker boxes in this section, and it will combine stacks of the same material from those boxes into a single slot. So, in this version, a backpack is basically a middleman that makes it easier to access items within shulker boxes. The other option also implies you charging your backpack with something valuable, but this time the backpack actually stores materials within itself. You know what? I think the first option is better because it makes it easier to transfer items from and to storage systems. You just take a couple of shulker boxes from your storage and you are good to go. Without it, you would have to spend time moving items from a chest to your backpack like this. And once you have finished, you just put shulker boxes back. Okay, how about a scaled down version of that? The ability to take items from shulker boxes in your inventory. And make the pick block functionality do that as well. And if that feature isn't going to cut it, how about a bigger inventory? Just add 2 more rows. Just on its own it is a half measure, but in combination with other changes it will solve inventory issues. Alternatively, instead of adding new rows, how about making them bigger? Also, it will naturally increase the size of the hotbar, which is also great. We have 14 buttons on this row of a keyboard, but currently the hotbar uses only 9 of them. And yes, I know these changes are going to completely break mods and plugins, but Minecraft is no stranger to that as well. Next we need to tweak the hotbar. It has 2 issues. There aren't enough slots for the actual blocks, and accessing slots after the first 5 is not convenient to do with a keyboard, because those keys are far from WSID. We have a couple of options here. First, we could split the hotbar to sections. You press a key to select a section first, and then you press a key again to select an item in that section. Kinda like Spy's Disguise in Team Fortress 2. This could also work together with the longer hotbar. Second, we could add the second hotbar. I have 3 options for this. First one is simple, being able to switch between 2 hotbars with a press of a button, not recommended without the increased inventory. Or, instead of just swapping hotbars, you could have one hotbar for tools, weapons and utilities, and when you press the tilde key, this one, it opens the hotbar with available blocks, you pick one, and then the game switches back to your tool belt. Or how about having 2 separate hotbars for each hand? On the right hand you can have tools and utilities, and on the left hand you can have blocks. That would also give a good use for the offhand, because currently it is rarely used for anything but food. And it is not going to mess up anything, because Minecraft already allows you to have blocks in the offhand. Or what if we wouldn't limit players with what they can put in both hotbars? Imagine if you could have different blocks in both hands, and depending on which mouse button you click, you place a corresponding block. And here are some toggleable options to make the hotbar less cluttered. Using fireworks by pressing the jump button while using elytra, using a shield by right-clicking with your sword, using a bow by right-clicking with your sword, automatically cycling through tools depending on which block you're looking at. And here's my main suggestion for the hotbar. Allow us to choose between everything I've just mentioned. I really doubt it is possible to find a solution that will be best for everyone, and that is why it is best to give players a choice between them. Kinda like in VR, people are split between teleportation and locomotion, and good developers allow players to choose between them, despite the fact that they are fundamentally different. Next, just look at the amount of stone block variants in this game. If you're building something beautiful with stone, you just can't have enough supplies on you, because you need so much variance on you, and each variant hogs an entire slot. I suggest two features: framed blocks and chisels. Framed blocks will allow us to get rid of having individual items for slabs, stairs, walls, etc. You just place a frame, you click it with a full block, and here you have your slabs, your stairs, your walls. Wait, what is this? A chisel would allow us to have block variants on the fly when you need them, without having 3 chisel stone bricks hogging an entire slot. Also, I'm not really sold on how chisel mod works, so I would expect it to be handled in a different way in Minecraft. Maybe you have a chisel configured to place stone bricks, and when you use it, it places stone bricks, consuming the raw stone from your inventory. And when you break stone bricks, they drop raw stone. And yes, I am aware that these two features would make things less intuitive for beginners, but Minecraft is already full of obscure things and essential parts. I have a whole video on that topic. So yeah, these are my suggestions. I understand that most of them sound very non-vanilla, but as I've said, a couple of months later you would ask yourself, how we have been playing this game without them, like without Elytra or shulker boxes. Bye bye.